probably know that debt is the opposite of wealth, but are you living your life that way? Hello, everyone. My name is Brad Reed. I would like to encourage you to be good, and by good, I mean get out of debt, achieve your financial dreams, and give generously to your community. Welcome to the third video in the Financial Fundamentals version 2 series. I'd like to remind you that this is not financial advice. It's for education and entertainment only. Should you want personalized advice, please seek a competent individual in your area. The basic plan for the Financial Fundamentals series is that success comes from being prepared when those opportunities arise. A lot of being prepared comes from making a plan in advance on what you're going to do with your money. A lot of people know what you're going to do in the morning when you wake up. A lot of people are going to know what you're going to do when you get to the grocery store, but a lot of people don't know what they're going to do with their money, and that's a problem. So making a plan in advance is going to center on spending less than you earn. And when you really develop that skill, you can retire when you are spending less than your money grows after inflation. So we all know debt is the opposite of wealth, but when I go and I speak live and in person, I usually start with, hey, why did you guys ask me here? Why are you here? Why did you want me to come talk about this stuff? And it's amazing how many times people say, because I want a better credit score, because I want better rates on my loans, because I want to be able to borrow and buy bigger, more stuff. And I'm like, you guys realize that you just told me you want to get out of debt so you can get back into debt even more and even faster? So I created this slide. To the left, where it says lifetime of financial slavery, that's when you are underwater. So if you just have $0, but you don't owe anyone, you're broke. And for most people in the United States of America, broke is awesome. Doesn't sound fun, does it? But most people are less than broke. Some people owe more money than they have, and some people owe more money than they make in a year. And this is when it really starts to feel like slavery, because you don't have any choices. When it comes to choosing, are you going to do this and that, you pretty much have to choose whatever will allow you to make the next payment to the bank. So we want to move towards financial independence, and those steps look like having 3 months of expenses in your savings, and then having your retirement and large expenses funded, large expenses such as your kids' college, things like that funded, on track, ready to go, and that is the direction we want to take it. So let's imagine you want to buy a new car, and the new car costs $20,000, which at the time I'm recording this video is a pretty modest car. And you are a big, giant financial hero. So you save up 10% and you go and you plop down $2,000 and you owe $18,000 on a $20,000 car that you haven't paid the taxes yet. And you think, hey, I got a car. It's worth $20,000, but I only owe $18,000. I'm doing all right. But the problem is, if you had to turn around and resell that car, you're not going to get the $18,000 that you owe on it. It's probably worth more than $15,000. And even worse than that, if it gets stolen or it gets wrecked, the insurance is only going to pay you what they call wholesale value, which is much less than resale value, and that doesn't even take the deductible into consideration. So buying a new car is one of the worst financial situations someone can do, and it should be reserved for only those who are very wealthy, or at least the price of the new car is a rounding error in their overall financial picture. Now let's talk about what most people would do when they go buy that car. They're going to have to end up paying the taxes, and let's say they get a loan for 3% interest for 48 months, and it comes down to $420.55 per month for that car. And I didn't throw in any other any of the other fees into that. But you're going to walk away, or not walk away, but by the end of that 4-year period, you're going to end up paying $23,186. Notice that is 15% more than what someone would do if they just walked in and paid in cash. Now, what if instead of paying $420.55 to some bank somewhere, what if you paid that to yourself? What if you put that into an account that was invested in the stock market? And let's say you just got 10%, because that is the stock market average year over year. What if you invested $420.55 monthly, got 10% per year? You will have $21,000, enough for the car plus the taxes, not in 4 years, but in 3.5 years. A much shorter time frame. What is that? 12.5% shorter time frame. You will have put in $17,663.31. That's what you would have contributed. That's what you would have put in, but it grows to become $21,000. So here's the thing, folks. The one reason the rich get richer is that they pay less for stuff than poor people do. Rich people are going to pay 26% less than poor people for that same car because they're not going to take out a loan. They've got their money invested. They've got their money growing at all times. This is what rich people do, folks. So if you want to get out of debt, that is awesome. That is how you move towards financial independence. But if you want to get out of debt so you can get right back into debt, you're going the wrong way. You're headed towards a lifetime of financial slavery. Don't buy something unless you can pay cash for it. The only caveat on that statement is going to be if you're buying a house for you to live in and you can put 20% down. More on that later, of course. So not signs of wealth are focusing on having a really, really great credit score, because who wants you to have a really great credit score? And all the commercials, all the pretty girls and the handsome boys want you to have a credit score. All of the places that have the fancy places where you want to go want you to have the higher credit scores. But really, it's the bank. The people that are lending you money are trying to trick you into thinking that you will be more attractive and you'll be healthier and you will live longer if you have a high credit score. And yeah, that's just not true. A lot of people are looking for lower interest rates. Realize if you are interested in a lower interest rate, that just means that you are trying to get into debt. That is not what wealthy people do. If you have a big credit card with a huge debt limit, that does not mean you are wealthy. That means that you are perilously on the cliff of falling into that financial trap. And in fact, the banks are putting the very weapon in your hand that's going to destroy your financial future. So higher credit scores, lower interest rates, more debt available, these are not signs of being wealthy. Signs of being wealthy are having no debt. Signs of wealthy are paying upfront with cash, even if it means you have to settle for slightly less, and having giant savings accounts and investments accounts. Don't pay for something unless you can pay in cash. All right, folks, next step is to make a plan with your partner mentor. Update that financial plan. What does all this mean to you? What is debt being the opposite of wealth? How are you living your life, and what changes do you need to make? Like stop using a credit card. Continue watching the Financial Fundamentals videos. Check out reallifetrading.com to build that stock trading skill now, so that when you are out of debt and you do have your savings account going, that you are ready to invest in stocks and other instruments. Check out winwinfinancialsolutions.com. I specialize in stopping foreclosures and flipping those boarded up houses in your neighborhood that are magnets for crime. Not only do I get rid of that house that brings in crime, but it brings up the neighbor's property values. It generates tax revenue for schools and police and puts people to work, and it's just a win-win-win all the way around. Folks, if you have questions, email me, Brad Reed at winwinfinancialsolutions.com, or email me, Brad at reallifetrading.com. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, invest on logic, not on hope. Have a good one, everybody.